So I figured I'd do another vlog. I was wondering, what do small YouTubers do? You know what I mean? When you're not getting the views, how do you keep YouTubing? Because some it's all about the views. Like, they want to blow up and they want to be successful, and I get that. I mean, I get that as a YouTuber. But I just make vlogs, and like, some of them get watched, some of them don't. Because some are still sitting at 0 views. And I don't know if they'll ever get watched. But the point I'm trying to make is I enjoy vlogging. That's why I do it. See, my dad used to have a video camera when we grew up. And my cousin had one too. And I snuck my actually my dad's, to school one time. And I was recording school. And I accidentally recorded over some of the tapes. But we only had so many tapes, you know. And like, that was a thing back in the day. Like, now we got, ridiculous amount of storage. You know, you don't really think about, well, I got to delete to, have more recording space. But back then you did, because you would only have a set amount of tapes. So like, if you deleted something, you don't get it back. You know, now we got cloud, we got, all these services. If you delete a photo, it's somewhere else, pretty much. But some never back up anything, and I get that. Because on delete, it's gone. But where does it go? You ever wondered that? Like, I know on Macintosh, I think it was, they had, not the recycling bin because that was Windows, but they had trash or something like that, or that was Linux. But the point is, when you delete a file, where does it really go? And I'm getting sidetracked. I wanted to say, if you're a smaller YouTuber, don't give up, because you're going to get views, hopefully. You might never get viewed. Like, some of my vlogs, I might never get viewed. But I just ramble, and I just talk about whatever I feel like. And I love Hearthstone. I've done various gaming videos, and those get watched, and some really enjoy those. I don't really get any comments, so I don't know what to make. Because some are like, SS Sniper, they had a video on her because they said she's very comment driven. So like, she'll get comment challenges, and then when they suggest challenges, she knows what content to make. But see, I don't get feedback, so it's hard. It's like getting no reviews on Yelp, but people have bought your food, but you don't have any reviews, so you don't really know what to do, And that's funny, because when we don't know what to do, what do we do, But the point I'm trying to make is, if you're a small YouTuber, hopefully you blow up, if that's what you want. But see, some want fame, but never actually want it, because they'll always dream about getting famous, but they don't actually want it, so they never actually get famous. But they'll dream about it, and then they'll come back to their normal life, and like, I actually like my life better that I'm not famous. Because some can't handle fame. Because if you get famous, a lot of people know you. And if a lot of people know you, that can be, quite intimidating. I'm thinking about having paparazzi around you all the time. Every time you get out, someone's taking a photo. Which can be very frustrating to some. Because, with the tabloids, we've seen that with like TMZ and, various other things. But if I ever blew up, the first thing I'd want to do is make a collaboration with Kylie the Jellyfish. And I know I look up to her, and I've been schizophrenic. I've hallucinated things about her. And I am sorry about that if Kylie ever sees this. Because, I said I was married to her. But see, I was having a schizophrenic delusion. Which now they got me on medicine. And I realize I'm not married to Kylie the Jellyfish. But when she said in her video that she's marrying all her family and friends, I took that literal. But I didn't realize she was joking. Because she's obviously with Scott. And I understand that. And, they're a really cute couple. And I'm happy for them. And it's cool that she kept her camera videos up. Which I've always wondered about that. How does Scott feel about that? He must not have a problem with it. But it's cool she kept her memories. That's what I like about her. Is that, she didn't take them down. But she might at some point. But, I don't think Scott has a problem with that. Because they're so secure in their relationship. You can really see that with them, When she brings, like when she does the Prime Mantis unboxing video. And if you don't know who Kylie the Jellyfish is, she's a hair colorist. And she's actually really good at hair. Like, she just got her instructor's license. So she really knows about hair. And she knows the color theory, which I've watched her videos several times. And I have no idea how you can cancel a color out or any of that. But I'll listen. And sometimes I think I really get it, but I just don't get it. I don't understand how, like, if you wanted to go from blue to yellow, I think you would just put yellow on, right? And you'd have yellow hair. But apparently that doesn't work because you have to have certain parts of the rainbow. And it's like, she gets it. She really understands it. And she teaches it well. But I just can't pick it up. If anyone understands the color subtraction theory or the division theory or whatever it's called, because apparently you can add colors together and mix them up. But she has various camos or whatever it is. And Call of Duty Mobile's out, guys. And you can play Call of Duty on your phone. Like, that just blows my mind. Because used to you have to have a game system. You got to have a chair. You got to have a controller. And, you have to have wires for your internet. You couldn't just pick up your Xbox and take it to your neighbors. You know what I mean? Because it wouldn't have internet. And it just blows my mind. Because
you can play Call of Duty on the toilet, which, it's a lot of fun, whether you're pooping or not. I'm really thankful for Call of Duty Mobile. I'm thankful for old school RuneScape, and I got membership now, and I'm trying to go for 99 farming. That's my new goal for those that watch me for the RuneScape content. 99 farming is what I'm going for, and I'm at 95 farming, and I got several mil, like 20 or 50 mil. I can't remember how much, but I'm trying to go for 99 farming because I think that'd be a cool 99, and I think the cape looks awesome. But I already got 99 fletching and 99 woodcutting, which I didn't bot, because I played fair, and it was a good grind. But even botting's a good grind. I can't get behind why people get so upset at bots. Like, I don't get it, because they say they're cheating, but why is it cheating if the bot's actually playing? That's the thing I never understood. And some bots can play better than humans, but some humans play better than bots. And some need tool assist. Like when they do the speed runs, like Super Mario speed runs of like Mario World 64, they got tool assist. And they came out with a new hack called Carpetless. That's where you can skip the carpet ride, which apparently can shave off a minute. So there should be a new world record soon of the 120 star race. And there's this one kid, he always gets excited when he wins. And it's just amazing to watch him get so excited, because he's, rank 1 for a while. I can't remember his name, something Yoshi or something like that. I seen this guy, we were at the psych ward, and he was wearing a green shirt, so I called him Yoshi, But I've been to psych ward many times, and sometimes they're very beneficial, and sometimes they're just mean, because they don't actually understand what it's like to be schizophrenic or bipolar, because bipolar is really difficult, because you can be happy one moment and then be sad, and not know why you're sad, but just a sad feeling. And I don't think bipolar is forever. I think everything is going to heal up. I really believe that, because whether it be perfect or not, I think there's progress, and you get better at coping. And coping skills are necessary for growth, because you got to cope with bad sometimes. And some believe there's already the perfects, which I can get behind sometimes. But the point I'm trying to make is this: if you're having a bad day, it's not a bad day forever. You know what I mean? If you just broke up with your girlfriend, it's not forever. And some believe we always get back together, and which, you'll have memories or something like that. But I mean a full reunition, because I don't think you're ever meant to break up. But some really like breaking up. That's the part I don't get, is they'll deliberately sabotage the relationship, but they do it for fun, because some are real fun when they fight. Like some fights you watch, and you can tell they're having a lot of fun. But some aren't, But maybe we're not perfect yet. Or we're already perfect, we don't know it. But see, I have a lot of spirits that I talk to, and a lot of them look up to Kylie. And there's allegedly a Kylie too, but, there's all these spirits I talk to, and they're legitimately nice, most of them. But some are just mean, and they want to be meanies forever, as they call it. But you can't be a meanie forever. You know what I mean? Because you're going to quit being mean at some point, because you're going to want nice. And it's like, how could we ever have the meanies? And something I'm just making voices, just characters, but they really do talk. And sometimes they have their own voice. And it just blows me away how intelligent they are. And they come up with all kinds of ideas. And I'll sometimes see their lives. Like, there's this vision I see, and it's a girl going to school, and she's getting on the school bus. And it's like, I can see overhead vision of her, and I get to watch her whole school day. And sometimes it's through her eyes. And I'm like, does she notice me? Does she know that I'm watching her? And, not to be a creep or anything, but sometimes we can observe and don't notice it. Like, if you're at the job site and you're working, you might not know your boss is watching you. But the thing about it is, it's just, there's so much out there, you know what I mean? Like, and YouTube's great, don't get me wrong, I love YouTube. But there's so much out there. There's so many opportunities. Like, you can literally shape your reality however you want once you reach that point, whether it be through meditation or some take yoga. And I learned how to do yoga because of Grand Theft Auto 5. And we're supposed to be getting Grand Theft Auto 6, which that'd be a great game. It's supposed to be in production. And they've leaked it. And we're hoping for the next 2 years. Like, we're hoping it comes out in the next 2 years. Which I thought they'd wait till next gen, but they might not do that. Because I remember Grand Theft Auto 5, and Grand Theft Auto 5 was on pretty much everything except for, like, not the old systems, but... And now they got Grand Theft Auto 3 that you can play on your phone. It's like, it blows my mind. And like, how... It's just, when they port games, it's just amazing because you put it on a system you never thought would be. And then you got all that homebrew. Like, you have homebrew games that are famous, which I can't think of any right now. But homebrew, if you didn't know, is when you create your own code at home. And they'll hack their games. And some have, like, you got PS2s that have SD cards that literally has every PS2 game there is. So you turn it on and you just select the game and it has all the PS2 games. Which some, there's legal boundaries for that because there is copyright violation at times. But some believe if you buy something, I was thinking about this earlier, if you buy the art, you have the right to copy it because you own it. And some think if they own something, they can do whatever they want with it. And sometimes you can. But some are strictly against backups because they see it as copyright violation, which I might get flagged just talking about it. But I got flagged because I had a DMX song and I was rapping to it. And I was rapping to it and I played it from a free source, which YouTube can pick that up sometimes. Like when they analyze your videos, they can actually detect if you're playing it from a free source. And they can actually detect if there's copyright in it. Because I think they can actually put inside the sound a copyright token. And if it hears it, it won't copy it. Which just blows my mind, because can we make a clone of everything? I know I'm rambling, but I really enjoy those that watch my videos. And I'll go back and watch my videos. And I really like that, because that reminds me of Kylie, because she's like, I record for me, because that's how she is as a YouTuber, because she doesn't do YouTube full time. But back when she was in school, she kind of did, because she released a video every day. And I wish I could see those videos, but I think she's privated them or deleted them, but I'm waiting for the next Kylie the Jellyfish video, and we might never get it, but I hope we do, because she hasn't released a video in over a year, I think. But, Jenna Marbles came back. She put her channel back on, because we lost Jenna Marbles because of that whole blackface thing, because she was just making a joke about racism, because she was trying to cure it. She wasn't being mean. She was just, it's like South Park. South Park's very offensive to some. And they'll watch a South Park episode and they don't want to see any more South Park. Because they're like, it's the political views are they're just so far out there sometimes. I mean, if you think about the episode when they're cripples, but they're the Crips. And it's funny because there are Crips and Bloods that absolutely hate each other. But I just can't see them hating each other forever is my point. There's always concept of love. Love will override everything at some point. Because if you have hate in your heart, you're not going to have it forever. You can't maintain hate forever, is what I'm saying, because there's always a concept of love, and some have to go through very terrible things, and it doesn't grow them, it hinders them, but eventually they'll come out of it, is my point. That's a phrase we have around here, very popular, because we'll get terrible ideas, like some think they're never going to become perfect, but there's National Perfect Holiday where everything goes perfect. But some go back to imperfect. It's not always because of flaws. Because, you might be flawless. Some are like that. They're just genuinely nice. And they're nice forever. And, that's what I look up to. I got this spirit named Grace, and she says always place the nice bet. Because it's what we want. We want nice. But there is concept mean, but it's not forever. And that's Grace. But, there's so many spirits. And there's so much to do. And then you got concept of prison, which I think about sometimes, because medical facilities can feel like prison. Because you can't leave until the doctor clears you. And that's very difficult to some. I seen a kid break down, and he was crying, and he was begging, please just let me go home. And, that's got to be hard on the nurse, because, she wanted to let him home, but she can't because of protocol. And he realized that, and then he calmed down, and she played him some music. And that was really nice. He was able to hear music. And when you're in there, you're restricted, because you don't get to do everything you get to do at home. Like, some of them it's really hard because you can't smoke. And, I'll have terrible cravings. And I'm just like, all I want is a cigarette, and this will be a lot more enjoyable. But they're like, we're a no-smoking facility. And you have to abide by that. Because sometimes you it's like going to your friend's house, They might have a different set of rules. And you might not like the rules. You might not agree with the rules. But ultimately, you're eventually going to have a good time at your friend's house, Because there's different sets of rules that we have to abide by, And I know I'm rambling, but I'm in a really good mood. I've smoked some cigarettes, and I really love cigarettes. I have asthma. Some would say never smoke if you have asthma, but I was raised that way. I had a doctor. She's like, never smoke because smoking's always bad for you. But I just can't see it because smoking feels so good. And sometimes I get pain. I get real sharp pains in my lungs, that I don't like. But, it's from smoking, but, a cigarette's really good. You know what I mean? I mean, if you've never smoked, you probably don't know what I mean, but it just blows me away some will never smoke. And when it's so good, it's like coffee. Some never drink coffee. They're just never into it. And I love jazz music. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you're a small YouTuber, hopefully blow up if you want to blow up. I would like to blow up. I mean, if I could actually get ad revenue, that'd be fucking amazing. But you got to be so high of a view count and so high of popularity before you can get ads, unless you find a sponsorship that's, something that will sponsor your video. And a lot are good about that because they got sponsors of the video and then they make the content based on the sponsor. And like, if anyone wants to sponsor me, please, I'll take sponsors, but I don't know what type of content I'd make. And then you got Raid Shadow Legends. That one's always cracks me up. Because, like, everybody sponsors Raid Shadow Legends. If you've never heard of it, it's a video game. But I've played it, but I just don't really get into it. Because a lot of the RPGs on your phone, they're not like RuneScape. RuneScape's a lot more massive, I think. But you got, like, StarCraft. You got all these old games that have mobile versions. And it just blows you away because it's on your phone. Like, iPhone used to not be able to play games. Like, it wasn't very gamey, It was just basically, you have Macintoshes like that. You can't actually play any games on them because they don't have any games. I mean, unless you hack them. But if you go old proprietary, like when they came out, Macintosh wasn't really games, But now, it seems like every fucking, excuse my language, I got excited. Every console, or not console, but just about every computer, you can program a game on. If you figure it out, And I can't get RuneScape to work on my Acer Spin, which is kind of a bummer. But I enabled the Linux in it, and I tried to download the packet, but it won't download the packet because when it connects to the server, it doesn't respond. And I'm like, I just want to play RuneScape. It shouldn't be that hard. It's a computer, And it's amazing. RuneScape started off as a Java applet, because pretty much any computer back in the day could run Java. So, like, you could play RuneScape on pretty much any computer you came across. And it was pretty well balanced, because even if you had, just an entry-level machine, you still could play RuneScape. And it'd be laggy, but, you didn't really mind the lag because you get to play RuneScape, Because I remember some hella lag, it's like 3 or 4 pixels every few seconds or whatever it is, But you're still playing the game, and sometimes you would die. You don't know if you're dead yet. And say, loading, please wait. And then it could load and you'd be alive or you'd be dead. But I love RuneScape. I love Kylie Jellyfish. I look up to her because she's really inspiring. Because I like her video where she says, I'm not a superior. Because she doesn't want you to look at her and go, she's better than you, And that's really humbling because really we're all equals, when you think about it. Because no one's actually better than anybody else. And that's really humbling, Once you realize you're actually equal to everything, it benefits you because, we shouldn't put people on a pedestal. I mean, putting someone on a pedestal so they feel good isn't necessarily always a bad thing. But what I mean is you shouldn't feel like you're less than somebody just because you have a flaw or whatever it is, because we have equality, But the point I'm trying to make is I really love Kylie Jellyfish. And, I hallucinated some crazy shit. And I eventually told her I was schizophrenic. And she said, I knew you had something, but I didn't know what you had. Because she understood that I'm crazy. I think terrible things sometimes. And they don't even happen sometimes. I'll see something really bad, and then I realize I just hallucinated it. And it never actually happened. And it's it just blows my mind. Because I get paranoid really easily. I get scared and sometimes I can't talk, and that's very difficult because I love to talk. But I'll get so scared, I like thinking everything's going to end or the world's going to end or the sky might fall because I really got scared about that. Someone made a joke, said the sky's falling. I took it literal, I was like, is the sky really going to fall on us, But it's a funny joke because the sky's still up there, hopefully. But, some of the concepts I come up with, I just have to laugh it off at some point because I'll get so paranoid, but some really enjoy the feeling of paranoia. But mine's really bad sometimes. But anyways, I said that I was married to her, and I posted that on her YouTube, and I can't go back and delete it because I lost that account because I forgot the credentials, and I forgot the email address to it. So now it's just kind of stuck there, and I'm like, has she read that? And if she reads that, hopefully she doesn't get offended, Because I didn't mean any offense by it. I'm trying to talk about why I was crazy, but I don't understand why I believed that, because I've never actually met her in person. But I'd have these dreams and we were together and stuff like that. And like, some things are fantasies, but I respect Scott. So I'm like, I can't think that, because that's not helpful to them, Because Scott could have really got pissed, but I wrote a really long message to him, but he never responded. And saying that, I really love them because I look up to them. Like, it's like if you watch, not Polaroids, but if you, if you look up to someone that's popular and you notice their relationship through them, whether they talk about it or you just know about it, you can look up to people. And like, I really look up to her. Like, I think she's a really good person. And she might have flaws, but she's a really good person. Like, you can just sense that about her. And then she did the music video one. I guess it's just a ramble about Kylie. But she did the music video. She was in a music video. And she's like really nice about it. She said, my fake boyfriend, which threw me off again. I'm like, how do you have a fake boyfriend, And I guess it's just, she was just acting, It's not her real boyfriend. But, in the video, he has a note from her. And they're dating, But it's just an act, And then that confused me because I was like, how do you have a fake boyfriend if you got a boyfriend? But some can act that way. There's actors and actresses that kiss in films, but they don't mean anything by it. They'll do the kiss and they'll play the romantic music, but they don't really see each other as romance. And I'm like, how could you kiss somebody and not feel romantic? But there's some like that. Because at the end of the day, it's just an act, which blows me away. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you're a small YouTuber, don't give up. Because hopefully you'll blow up. And I keep saying that, but I really hope that you blow up, Because it would be nice to have 1 million subscribers, or just 20, because I only got like 3 or 4, And some watch my old videos a lot more because, it was back when I was with Z-Skillers. And I'm back in Z-Skillers. They said they perma-banned me, but they let me back in because my brother was so nice. And he's like, he won't talk about God as much, It's like, he's going to talk about God at some point. You got to understand he believes in God, But that was against the rules because there was no religion debate at all. It was one of the rules. And see, I've had various chat rooms that are like that. But when I want to talk about God, I can't, and I just want to tell everybody about God. And that's what got me banned. They were like, that's it. That's the last time you talk about God, you're banned. And I really took that hard. I mean, that really upset me because I was like, I have a religious right. It's in the Constitution that I have the religious right to preach, but I understand it was offensive to some because some really don't like the topic of God, And then me and my mom listened to Charles Stanley, which he's all about God, but my concept of God changes, and I don't believe he's just a he, because I think that'd be sexist. But I can understand why some think he's a he, because there are gods that are just he's, but I don't believe every god's a he, because I can't pan that out, because there's so many sexualities and genders, There's some only think boy and girl, but there's got to be other stuff, And plants go gay. That's what blows my mind away. It's like the concept of bisexual, Like, how could you be, that's what confused me. How could you be in girls and all of a sudden you're in boys and no longer in girls? It's like, it's just, I guess it's like your diet, your appetite changes. But the point I'm trying to make is, go watch Kylie the Jellyfish. And I'll watch her videos and I'll fall asleep to them, and just her voice is nice. Which some might see me as a stalker, which I did feel like I was stalking her at one point because I was just fanatic about her, And fans do that. They get so excited about somebody and they want to know everything about them, And hopefully I didn't hurt her feelings, with anything that I said. And I know I got mean sometimes, because I got offended because I really believed I was married to this chick that I've never actually met. And see, that's what my brother knew there was something wrong with me because he knew that I wasn't married to her. But when I would believe it, I'd believe it so hard he'd start believing it. And then he'd be like, no, there's no way, dude, because you've never even met her in person. And I was like, no, but we have these lives. And like, she's with Scott, and I know that. I respect Scott. He's a very nice guy. I can tell he really treats her well. Because you can tell by the way in that Prime Mantis unboxing, just how they sat next to each other. You can sense that sometimes. You can just sense someone's love, and they're a really cute couple. And then I say you're cute, and I hope it's not offensive because I think her style's cute. She is a really cute emo girl, And I hope it doesn't offend anything because, I don't want to offend anything ultimately, but there's times I think she's really cute, like in a sense of just being cute. She has really cool style, but I really love small YouTubers because they'll come out with some content that isn't really mainstream and it's not something that's already been done. Because you'll see a YouTube sometimes and it's just new. And I have a new entire concept, and it's because they're so small. Because they don't follow sponsors or like getting what do they call that service? I forget what it's called. Not Pandora, but I don't know. I forget what it's called. Patreon, that's what it is. But I watched The Social Network, and that's a film. Like, the retort he has with his girlfriend when they break up is just ridiculously funny. Because she's like, so which is the easiest to get into? He's like, not the best. Because he's upset because he wants the best. And he wants the best of everything. And he gets offended because she thinks, whatever's easiest to get into, go for that. And he's like, but that wouldn't be the best, It's just a really good film. If you ever check it out, let me know if you want to. I would like some comments. But, comments that say, I like your video. Good content. That's good enough, It really inspires me to create more videos. And I don't know what else to talk about. My mom was doing some weeding and some yard work, which I helped her some. But I had to quit at some point because I can't work as much as my mom. My mom can do a 36-hour shift, and that blows me away. And I could never work for 36 hours straight. Like, now I've played video games possibly for 36 hours straight, but that's not really a job to me, because I love RuneScape, and I used to put in 12 to 16 hours a day, and that was my life, And I had a great Z-Skillers clan chat, and we just talk in RuneScape all day, all night. And it's a lot of fun, but see, I don't have a device I can really play on because when I play, I like to talk. And see, it's real hard on my iPhone to type, because it's not a full keyboard. I do better with a full keyboard. And my Acer Spin won't play RuneScape for some reason. So I'm going to try to get my Alienware fixed. I think that's all for now.